65 years in prison after cops pull sick find from padlocked freezer. A Florida community was shaken to the core when cops made a gruesome discovery after they broke the padlock on a freezer belonging to a mother of 5 children. Now, the woman has been sentenced to 65 years in prison for the sick discovery cops made in her home that she hoped no one would ever find. According to Daily Mail, 33-year-old Keishana Thomas was sentenced to 65 years in prison on Wednesday, August 9, 2017, at a Manatee County courthouse for brutally torturing, starving, and killing her 11-year-old daughter Janiyah Thomas. According to court documents, the child had been starved, suffocated, and drowned by her mother until she died sometime in 2014. Keishana then took her daughter's body and kept it hidden in a padlocked freezer for 16 months. Truly, the details of her daughter's murder are heinous, leaving many to wonder why the child's disappearance went uninvestigated for nearly 2 years. According to local news source ABC7, Janiyah's body was discovered in October 2015 after Keishana and an unidentified man dropped a padlocked freezer off at Janiyah's aunt and grandmother's house. The police were contacted by the aunt and grandmother after they learned that Janiyah was missing. They reportedly told police that they believed Janiyah's body might be in the freezer. Court documents show that Keishana pleaded no contest to charges of second-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and abuse of a dead body. Keishana was scheduled to go on trial in the coming weeks for first-degree murder but accepted a plea deal, and it has my opinion that she did so to avoid the death penalty. However, what she told the court was entirely a different story. She reportedly said she wanted to spare her other 4 children from having to testify in court during a lengthy trial. It is beyond comprehension how a person could be so vile, murdering their own child, and then feign some kind of decency in court. This demon hag was simply trying to avoid the executioner, and she did. Sadly, we taxpayers will have to provide everything this animal eats and the place she sleeps on for the rest of her miserable life. It would be more suiting for her to be forced to live in the conditions her daughter did prior to her death. Investigators in the case say that Keishana resented her daughter due to an incontinence problem which kept her from discerning when she would have to use the restroom. This health complication reportedly led to many inconvenient situations for the thug mom. An arrest affidavit shows Janiyah was locked in a bathroom by her mother, who left her confined without food or clothing for weeks at a time as punishment. Court documents state that the door to the bathroom was often barricaded to keep the child from escaping. Sadly, many of these gruesome details came from Janiyah's siblings, who were interviewed by investigators. Referring to a letter one of Janiyah's siblings wrote to the Manatee County judge, the child said, "I wrote that letter because of what my mom did to my sister, to tell my sister's story for her because she didn't get to tell you guys what my mom did to her, so it's my turn to tell you the truth." She continued, "She would dump her head in nasty water, and then she would dump her head in the bathroom tub water, then she would tie her hands and feet together. Before she got killed, she used to go outside and dig in people's trash cans because she was hungry." These were just a few excerpts from the sibling's testimony and letter, which is truly gut-wrenching to read. How a mother could be so cruel to a child is incomprehensible. The other children who evidently witnessed much of what was done to Janiyah will forever be scarred with those ugly memories. In addition to starving her daughter, Keishana severely beat and tortured her by submerging her body in a tub of bleach until she was burned. Janiyah was also whipped with a TV cord until she bled, according to her siblings. 7 employees of the Child Protective Services Department were terminated for their failure to do their jobs. They had numerous opportunities to remove Keishana's children from her care prior to Janiyah's murder. Keishana Thomas deserves the death penalty. The state of Florida really dropped the ball letting her plead out for a life sentence. This kind of sadistic monster deserves the kind of ugly, brutal justice a child abuser might find within the walls of a prison. We can only hope that it finds her sooner rather than later, as she lives in prison much like she did in society, a parasite.